Hi, welcome to the introductory DVD of the Bright Future program. My name's Bill MacPhee and I'm glad that you're here. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Bright Future program, and to begin I want to share a little bit about myself. I'm the publisher of SZ Magazine. SZ Magazine is a magazine on schizophrenia and basically has been around we're celebrating our 20th year. As well, I'm the author of To Cry a Dry Tear, Bill MacPhee's Journey of Hope and Recovery with Schizophrenia. And I'm not only the publisher of the magazine and the author of the book, but I actually suffer from schizophrenia as well. I was diagnosed in 1987 at the age of 24, and I have been living with this illness for over half of my life. What this program is all about, it's a recovery program. And my definition of recovery, and it doesn't only go for people with mental illness, but for people in all society. And my definition of recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anybody else but who you are today. And I got to tell you, I mentioned to you that I was very, very ill. I was hospitalized 6 different times. I lived in 3 different group homes, and I had a suicide attempt. So I'm going to use my experience and my understanding and my knowledge to help you with a better quality of life, because I have been where you are. I was depressed, I was suicidal, I had no hope for my future, and I was able to turn my life around, and that's what the Bright Future program is all about. I would like to take a moment to share a letter with you. This letter is from, it's to the Income Security Program Department for the Canadian Pension Plan of Health and Welfare Canada. And it's dated July 5th, 1988, and it's from my doctor. And here's some of the letter. It says, "As you can see from the relapse in nature of his illness, with bouts of psychosis occurring with little specific stress, that he is in very fragile mental health. With treatment, he has experienced dissolution of his flagrant psychotic symptoms, but he has never completely recovered his mental stamina. And he remains a man lacking in drive, energy, confidence, and the ability to concentrate and apply himself to tasks as he was able to do in the past. I think the long-term prognosis here must be deemed rather poor, and at this time I would consider him to be totally disabled from any type of work and to remain so disabled for the foreseeable future." Wow, that sounds very bleak, doesn't it? But I got to tell you, that was then and this is now. Today, I'm married, I have 3 children, and I have a successful business of my own. I've been actually married for 15 years and celebrating the 16th anniversary, August 15th next year. The Bright Future program is based on 6 pillars of recovery. And the reason that we call them pillars is because usually pillars are made out of stone and they're very strong and secure and have a solid foundation below them. And that's what the 6 pillars here will do. They have a foundation based on my understanding and all my knowledge of what I've experienced of learning to live with schizophrenia and recovery. And again, my definition of recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anybody else but who you are today. And it's based on building a better quality of life. And I'm sure we all want a better quality of life. So we have the introductory DVD that you're watching now that explains who I am and the Bright Future program. And as well, the second part, the second DVD, is understanding your illness. It's very important to understand what illness we have, whether it be depression, schizophrenia, bipolar 1, bipolar 2. It's very important to understand that. Now, the first pillar of the Bright Future program, and I think it's one of the very most important pillar, is spirituality. Now, what that is based on is just basically recognizing that there's a God. And the reason for that is that if we can recognize that there's a God and understand that God is for us and not against us, then that brings in hope. That's where we get our hope from for a brighter future. The second pillar is on relationships. And relationships are very, very important. No one is an island. No one has ever done it by themselves. It takes team, it takes friendships, it takes relationships to build a better quality of life. And the definition of relationships is that we want to bring out the best in people. We want to become encouragers and bring out the best in people. The third pillar of the Bright Future program is based on family. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be your blood relatives, your brothers and sisters, your mother and father, but family is anybody who you accept as a friend or want them to be part of your family. And the goal in family is to basically want to create a sense of belonging. That's the goal, to create a sense of belonging, and we want to feel important. The fourth pillar is basically health, and that's our physical health and our mental health. And we got to realize that without mental health, we don't have physical health, and without physical health, we don't have mental health. They are hand in hand. The goal in mental health and physical health is that we should want to live as healthy as possible and as long as possible and as healthy as possible. So again, the goal in mental and physical health is to live as long as possible and as healthy as possible. The next pillar, the fifth pillar, is based on finances. Now, I know that a lot of us in these days have trouble with finances, but the goal in finances is basically to get out of debt and to build wealth. But I want to stress you have to stick around for this pillar because it's so important, because I'm going to give you the definition of success and explain what success is. And I want to tell you that success has nothing to do with how much money you have in the bank. Success is more important and more deeper than that, and I'm going to share that to you in that pillar. The final pillar, the sixth pillar, is basically about careers and vocation. And that is basically the definition and the goal of careers and our vocation, is that we should be doing something that we have passion for and that we have love for. That we have passion and love to do that, and that's what that pillar is all about. So in conclusion, welcome to the Bright Future program. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here with you. So thank you for being here. Once again, my name's Bill MacPhee, and you will see you next time, and have a great day. And remember, there is life after mental illness.